Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Well, we're in the month of December. It's finally here. So we have about a week or two left to create any kind of stocking stuffers, Christmas cards, boxes, tags, journals, and get those things ready in time before the week of Christmas hits and we're busy shopping and preparing food and decorating. Many of you have probably already begun decorating your houses. So I thought that today I would show you how the holiday Christmas planner is coming along. It's ready now. The class is available. You can get a invitation to join the class when you go to my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com and subscribe to notes. I'm going to be sending out the announcement later today. And this is going to be a very speedy registration period to make sure that I have enough time to be able to ship all of the pieces that you need to create the planner. So I'm excited to show that to you today. And the last thing that I want to do for my planner is to create a little tag, a gift tag, because these Christmas planners make fantastic gifts. And I think I'm going to be making a couple of them to be giving to folks in my world. So let me show you how it's coming along. And again, if you're interested in learning more and you want to register for the class, then please go to dandelioncottagedesign.com, and I will have links and all of the information posted below after I do the video, because this is live and I don't have time to, I can't do it ahead of time, so I will do it afterwards. So stay tuned for that. All right, so let's look at the planner. So you may have seen a previous episode where I showed you the decoration on the prototype that I made. Now this was just a little prototype just to get an idea of how this was all going to come together. And it's decorated with the beautiful poinsettia petal bundle, which is a stamp set, and these amazing detailed dies. Okay, and you can go back and you can see that video. And I also have this cute little Christmas dangle here that has a poinsettia charm and some bells and some pretty Christmas colored beads and this little dove of peace. Okay, that is not in the class. I'll probably be offering a dangle class sometime in the future, but I'm just not there yet, but I'll let you know when that's coming. But this is the final prototype for the Christmas planner, and it's ready to be decorated. So you can imagine if this was the cover. Okay, so this is just one example of how you could decorate it. Of course, you could use whatever materials you happen to have, any stamp sets or dies that you like. You can change it up. But for the planner itself, it's a beautifully bound, sturdy planner. And you can see it's got stitching on the spine. It has an attached ribbon. So we can just open that up. And the cover is a nice, sturdy layer of cardstock. And then on the inside, you have 3 signatures. And in the first signature, you've got the title page, which is ready to be decorated. And I'll be giving you some tips on how you can decorate your planner in the class. And then you have the week before Christmas. So these have the days of the week that you can record all the things that you want to get done ahead of time. You've got a universal calendar here, so you can put the numbers for the months. So this is not just for this year. This can be used any year. And then you've got a series of other pages. Here's a page for the Christmas menu, your shopping list. There's a recipe for Christmas cookies. There's a checklist of all the things that you might want to remember, and room over here to add some more notes. You've got people's names and sizes for stocking stuffers, gifts, and treats. And then in the back, in the last section, you have your Christmas card list, and there's enough area in here for all the names, addresses, phone numbers, and emails for many, many people. I think for about 40 or 50 people. I didn't count, but I can look at that. So it's a very handy little planner to have. It can go into your bag when you go shopping. You can take it with you when you're having your breakfast and you just want to jot down some notes. And it's a great way to keep all of your ideas for the holidays together in one place. It also afterwards acts as a reminder so that for next year when you take this out, you'll be reminded of all the things that you did. And of course, you can add any additional things and changes and so forth. So I think it's a really handy thing to have, and it's going to be a lot of fun to decorate however you like. And you will get in the class kit, you'll get all of the materials for the cover. You'll get a spool of thread for stitching in the pages. You'll get a roll of ribbon. You'll get half a pack of DSP with a holiday theme on it. And the colors that I'm using in this are garden green and real red, so very festive, very Christmassy. And of course, you'll get all of the pages that that you'll use to stitch into the planner with a template to show you exactly how to do that. So if you're interested in getting the Christmas planner kit, please go to dandelioncottagedesign.com and subscribe to Notes, and I will send you information on how you can get the class, the kit. There's also an adhesive package, so in case you need some adhesives, it'll have everything that you need in there, except for a couple of items which I will also list that you'll want to have on hand. So that's the Christmas planner. I'm very excited about it. I only have enough kits for a limited amount of people. So if you think you might want to get this, or if you think you might want to get one of these planners to give as a gift, either as a kit or one that you've already made, you're going to have to let me know sooner than later, because I want to make sure that I get these kits out in time to you so that you have time to assemble them and have them ready to go for Christmas. So today what I thought I would do is, what I wanted to add was a gift tag to go with the planner. So I'm just going to show you a really quick and easy way you can make a cute gift tag. And to do that, I'm going to be using the delightful Tag Topper Punch, and that's this one. And I've got my trimmer, and I'm going to be using a piece of the garden green as a base. And then I have, let's see, this looks like it might be 2 inches. It is 2 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that at 4 1/4. Got enough for 2 tags here. Let's get these in. Oh, you know what? I find that it's easier to cut the tags or punch the tags if you cut them down just a sliver. So I just took the tiniest bit. Let me show you how great these trimmers are, because you can cut something as fine as that. So I'm just taking a sliver off of the side of the tag, so it's just a hair less than 2 inches wide, and now it fits nicely in the punch. And do the same thing to this one. And now I've got 2 tag bases ready to decorate. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the dies from the poinsettia petals. And I'll show these to you again. I know I've showed them to you before, but I just think this is a really great set because it has a lot of stamps in it. It's got 18 different stamps, and these are shown smaller than life size because inside the stamp set you can see that the stamps are much larger. So for instance, this one measures roughly 3 inches wide, and you get a lot of them. You get the leaves, the berries, the flowers. You've got some holly leaves and a little fir branch with a pine cone, and then you get also these wonderful happy holidays, Merry Christmas, thank you for making this a wonderful season, warm wishes from our home to yours, may magic and wonder bloom this holiday. So it's a really nice set, but I think it's the dies that really make it so worthwhile. When you get both the dies and the stamp set together, you get a 10% discount, so it's well worth it. And the dies also have berries, the poinsettia petals, holly leaves, and I think this die is for that little fir branch. So it's a really nice set, and I'm gonna be using a few things from here today. And what I have to the side here is my package of scraps. So I've got a lot of real red scraps that I can use to die cut my berries and my petals. And I also have same thing with the garden green. So let me get my stamp and cut and emboss machine out. There we go. Hi Kelly, hi Sandra. Thank you for watching today. So I'm just going to start by die cutting some leaves. And these are interesting dies because they are 2 parts. So what you have here is the framelit that will cut out the outline or the shape of the leaf, and then you've got this additional little insert that will emboss the leaf with the veins. So it makes for a very nice embellishment on your project. I'm going to go ahead and put both of these holly leaves through there. I'm going to do that a couple of times. So let me just get those sort of centered. Looks pretty good. Just run that through. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Just going to move that over. All right, so there's my leaves done. And I really love the berries. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out these berries with the real red. I think I'll cut 2 out. I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to use, but I like having some extras around. Just pop these out. If you don't have a cut and emboss machine, you might want to think about giving yourself one for Christmas, or maybe you know somebody who would like to have one. They're wonderful. They enable you to be able to cut out these wonderful, delicate shapes and details for your paper projects. You can also emboss paper, so give it a texture, whether it's a sort of a background texture or a specific design, like it could be snowflakes or flowers. So it's a nice tool to have in your craft room. Okay, so there are my berries. Just going to carefully take that out of there. And last but not least, I'm going to select one of the poinsettias. Now, because the gift tag is narrow, I'm going to use one of the smaller ones. So this looks pretty good. This looks like it'll be about the right size. There we go. And again, you can see that 2-part die where you get that wonderful embossed design on the leaves of or the petals of the flower. Actually, in the poinsettias, they are leaves. Okay, so another tip is, you'll see here I've put a little mark on the die with a Sharpie, and that mark lines up with a mark that I have on the framelit, and that just makes it a little bit easier to make sure you have the 2 pieces lined up correctly. Just going to get that centered in there. Do another one. Oh, and I think I've got a couple of little, let me add these. There you go. All right, so now this is what I have so far. Zoom you in a little bit. So these are all the shapes that I did with that one set of dies, and there are many more. I told you that the stamp set has 18 different stamps, and the die set also has 18 different dies. So now all I'm going to do is assemble. So I'm going to get my dimensionals. So I've got some mini dimensionals, and I've got some standard dimensionals. And I like to sponge the edges of my die cut. So I'm going to get out my little dauber here, if I can find it. So I've got a set with basic colors. So here's a green, and here's a red. I'm just going to go around the edges. There we go. So just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just a little bit here and there. It adds a little more dimension to the petals, so it makes them look a little more three-dimensional. And if you're using some kind of a paper, like a designer series paper that might have a white core, then the sponging just helps it look more finished. So there's my flowers. I'm going to do the same thing with my leaves. Switch to my green dauber. I'm just going to go around and give it that little extra touch, and I think you can see that, how that looks there. It just takes a minute. So how far along is everybody out there with your Christmas preparations? Have you made your cards yet? Have you sent them? Have you started shopping? Do you have a Christmas tree up yet? I haven't done a thing. All right, so here's my tag. Now, one more thing I want to mention, and that is when you're using a darker colored tag like I am here, you might want to add a white insert to write your message on. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to punch out a white tag, and I'm just going to double these up like so. Okay, and another thing you can do, which I also like to do, is to layer a couple of tags together to make a really sturdy tag. So I think I'll do that today. I'm just going to take a little bit of my wet glue. If you decide to get the optional adhesive package that goes with the class kit for the for the Christmas planner, you will get dimensionals. So you'll get a pack of dimensionals, both the standard and the mini. You'll also get some liquid glue, you'll get some tear tape, and you'll get some glue dots. And all of these things are really handy to have on hand, and I actually use all of them to make the Christmas planner. So you might want to consider doing that. So there's my tag base. So let's decorate the front, and I'm just going to, with my thumbnail, sort of press along the center of the holly leaf to give it a little bit of a shape. I guess these could be poinsettia leaves as well. They're very similar in shape, so they could do double duty, these leaves, for both holly and poinsettia. And then with my flowers, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to curl these petals. I'm going to have some of them going up and some down. I know you've seen me do this before, but it doesn't hurt to see it again for people that are new. And I'm using my bone folder, which I consider an indispensable tool. And I use the bone folder on just about every single project I do. The bone folder, my snips, and the trimmer are right next to me at all times. And so if you're thinking about getting some Christmas presents for people, they might make some nice presents to give. And I see I've got a little piece that needs to get poked out of there. There we go. All right, now I'm going to get my glue dots out. So there are my glue dots. And let me find my tool, I think, fell down. Well, I don't know. It's another case of something jumping away. It's okay, I'll just use my snips. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to assemble my die cuts on my tag. So I'm going to begin with a dimensional. Actually, I think for this flower I'm going to use the mini dimensional. I'm just going to put that right in the center. Stick that down sort of off center near the top, and then I'm going to layer that up and stagger these just like so. And then for my leaves, I'm going to use a glue dot, so I'll just peel one of those off and put that on the edge. And I'm adding my leaves so that they're the veins are pointing in the right direction. I'm just going to place that on there. I don't want the flower or the leaves to go too far off the edge of the tag base. A little bit is okay. I like it a little bit, but just not too much because I don't want it to get caught on things. So here's a smaller leaf on the other side, and then I think I'll use this other little leaf for the top. There we go. And then for my berries, I think I probably only need one set of berries. Oops. I'm just going to dot the glue just a tiny little bit. Oops. And just a little drop on the stem. Poke that up and under the leaves, just like so. I've got one more little flower to put in the center. Get the backing off of there. There we go. I have my ribbon. And there's my tag. I think we could use a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to grab an embellishment. It took me a minute to find the special embellishment that I wanted to use on this. These are the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and they come in 3 different colors. And I'm just going to grab one of these and put it in the center of my flower. And then I'll add another one down here. So there's a very pretty tag. Oh, I forgot to add my other layer. Hang on, we're not done yet. So here's my inner layer to write my message. So that's just going to go together like so. Find the middle of my ribbon, poke the loop through, and there it is. So let's get the journal back out again. Now, this is this decorated one is the prototype. I haven't decorated the actual Christmas journal yet, but even without a decoration on the cover, just that tag alone is a lovely gift. So here's the ribbon closure. So I'll give that a little bit of a bow here. You could also add pockets to the inside of the cover if you wanted to have a place to hold your receipts and cards and other things that you might want to have on hand. So there you have it. There is the prototype for the Christmas planner. And again, you can go to my website at Dandelion Cottage Design and subscribe to notes, and I will send you all the information that you need in order to sign up for the class and get the planner kit. This is going to be a limited edition because I only have a few of these available. So you'll want to do that as soon as you can to make sure that you have everything in time for Christmas. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will have all the links posted below here in a little while, so you can come back and click on those. I hope you have a great week. I hope you are able to get all of your preparations done ahead of time so you don't have to be too rushed at the last minute and you can enjoy the time with your friends and family. Stay well, stay happy, and stay creative, and I will see you next time.